Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of D-Tron Does It. Of course, I am D-Tron, and I does stuff. And this week, I'm creating a walkway. I've never done this project before, but I'm certainly in need of it. I take my garbage cans out from behind the gate every week, and it does damage to this area. So much so that very little grass even grows in this section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these squares that I've laid down up. I'm going to dig up the ground, flatten it, put some weed control barriers down, and then put these squares back in, fill in the spaces with rocks in the middle, and then put an edger along the edge of this walkway as well. So I'm going to do all that in today's video, and I'll show you exactly how I do it. I'll put the list of supplies down in the description in case you're interested in it. I'm going to start this project by marking out where my squares are right now and then moving them out of the way.
All right, so now that we got all of these squares out of the way, I needed to start digging up the ground because you want to create a little bit of depth into the soil. My ground was really hard. Maybe I could have watered it before, but then it would have made a muddy mess. Would have certainly made it a lot easier to dig up this ground. After I got started with the shovel, I then took a hard rake in there, got a lot of it up, and then once I cleared out some space, I took this liner or edger and put an edge around the section that I want to create my walkway in. I just thought that this would make the walkway look cleaner when I was done with it, give it some very apparent edges where the walkway will stop. So took some of this no dig liner and put it all around that edge, created this walkway. And then next thing I needed to do was put down some of the barrier. So this is a barrier that should keep weeds and things out. What I found out later, which you'll see in the video, is if you don't put enough sand down and you don't put your rocks down in time, then weeds will come through this barrier. And so I put some down here, but you could probably double this up. It's just creating, again, a barrier for weeds to stay out and allowing drainage. I do have a water spout there coming off of the house, so water will drip down there. So water can go through this barrier, but we were trying to keep all of the weeds out. This is what it looks like after I've gotten that full barrier down. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start to add some sand. Now, this is a very important step. I got the wrong kind of sand here. So in the first go through, which again, I'm going to show you where I made the mistakes. This sand is basically just river sand, stuff you find at the bottom of any river. It works, but it doesn't work as well as the self-leveling sand. And also, I did not have enough of it here. So you can see there's a lot of bare spots in this sand area. It's because I just didn't get enough sand to be able to do what I needed to do. So again, first time doing this project, didn't really understand how much I needed. So here I started flattening it out, and then I began laying out my squares to see what it would look like. This is a lot of work to lay them all out if you're not ready to finish the project. So make sure you're ready to finish this project before you lay all your squares back out. But I did this, and then I unfortunately took a bit of a break.
All right, so it's been nearly a month since I shot that original footage that you just watched. And unfortunately, I didn't finish the project. I stopped right about where you seen. And so this is what happened. I left it and I didn't finish. And so weeds and grass started to grow up through my barrier. And so now I have this section is filled in with grass where I had already cleared it out. So I'm going to have to take each of these bricks out. I'm going to have to clear out the grasses here, put down more of the barrier, and then actually finish the project this time, which will require putting more sand down, which I have some more sand, and then getting the small pebbles in. So today you'll see me sort of rectifying the mistake that I created by not finishing this project more than a month ago. And hopefully you're still willing to watch the rest of the video. All right, let me get started.
Okay, so as you were able to see here, I went and got some self-leveling sand, which I would absolutely suggest you get self-leveling sand instead of the regular stuff I got the first time to do the project the right way. So again, I had to go back, dig up the weeds that had come through the original barrier, put more barrier down, get the self-leveling sand in, and then here I am just going about laying my squares back out. Again, I created a lot of additional work for myself from this project, so hopefully you'll learn from my mistakes. Get self-leveling sand initially, and certainly you want to complete the project once you're started. That way you don't have to deal with digging up the weeds and starting the process all over again. But here we are with getting all our squares put down. We extended the walkway just past where our garbage cans are and added some additional squares underneath where the garbage cans are to create more of a walking path. This is what it looks like once I got them all laid out. Unfortunately, one of my squares cracked, which you can see here. I had to go back to the store, get another square. I was able to salvage that one for a different use, but after you've got all your squares laid out in the pattern that you want, you can start adding your pea gravel. So that's what I did here. I added 3 bags of pea gravel to this area, but as you can imagine, that wasn't enough because I didn't know exactly what I was doing here. I'm just adding some by hand and trying to fill in some of the gaps on the side, but I did have to go and get more pea gravel. All right, so here is the progress that we've made. You've got all of the squares down. Of course, that self-leveling sand is down, and I need to fill it in some more because that's not enough pea gravel. So I went and got 4 more bags. Hopefully I only need to use 3 bags because this is 3 bags currently. You can see that it's not quite to the level of the stones, and because it's not quite to the level of the stones, it's not exactly the look that I'm going for. So we're gonna fill it all up, fill it all in. All right, so here is getting more of that pea gravel. One upside with this is that pea gravel comes in a couple of different shades, but all of those different shades are sort of mixed in the same bag. So these weren't the exact same bags of pea gravel that I got before. You can see they're a little redder, browner, a little bit darker, but it all mixed well. So I think it ended up working out. So we use this to fill up the sections with the pea gravel, and then this is what that walkway looked like once we filled it all in. This looks pretty good, but we got to take one step that's really, really important, and that's to lock these rocks in or they'll be all over the place. All right, so we're wrapping up the project here. We've got all of our squares in place. We've got our pea gravel in place. Now we're actually going to take this product, this rock and mulch glue from Petra, and this rock and mulch glue sprayer that they sent me. Thank you, Petra. We're going to take this and mix it up into the sprayer and then spray these rocks into place. Hopefully that will make them very sturdy. I've seen other creators and DIYers use this product and they've had great success with this. So hopefully that's going to be the same case for us. So you take your rock and mulch glue, you mix it up with water like the instructions tell you to do there. What would have been ideal for this project for the size is to mix it up, put it all over the rocks, and then put the rocks down instead of spraying it, but this is the route I went with. All right, team, so the walkway is all complete. Pavers are down, rocks are down, the rock glue is in place. You can see already these things are like stiff to the touch. I'm going to give this rock glue like 48 hours to settle up, get these rocks stuck in place, and then I think it's all done. So far, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It's not perfect, but nothing that I do on this channel is. Hopefully, I've inspired you guys to go out and make your own walkway. If not, if you didn't like this video, well, I can't be mad at you if you decide not to come back. But if you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, maybe share with a friend, all of that cool stuff. That's all for today's project. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.